So during COVID, I got a study Bible, and it really, really helped me through putting kind of what I was reading into practice, making it very, very practical. And while I was reading, I came through these verses in Luke chapter 23, verses 26 through 56. And my Bible doesn't say much other than this. It says the crucifixion of Jesus. That's what it says at the top of these verses. It doesn't say anything else other than the crucifixion of Jesus. And so I remember starting to read, and I was going through this, and I'm reading, and when I'm reading, I'm like, oh, this is familiar. This story's familiar to me. I've heard this story thousands of times. But it wasn't until I read in the margins. You see, I bought this Bible right before COVID, and inside my Bible, it has these little kind of study questions where you can go in and you can really kind of dig a little deeper into the Bible. And so that's what I was doing. I was going in and I was digging a little bit deeper, and I was figuring out what this passage really meant to me. And as I read those little words over there on the side, this is what it asked me. It said, after being beaten and on his way to the cross, Jesus tells the women who are following him not to weep. As nails are being driven into his body, he prayed for forgiveness for those crucifying him. And then it goes on to ask this: what did Jesus tell the criminal hanging on the cross next to him? And what do those examples tell us about who Jesus is and the ultimate act of unselfish love? I wrote my answer down and encourage you to do the same if you can remember these questions. But my answer was just this: that in what was his final moments and what was some of the toughest times of his life, he still put others ahead of himself. He loved, and his love covered all things. His actions showed grace, mercy, compassion, and forgiveness. What does this passage teach us about Jesus' unselfish love? How can and how should we love unselfishly to others, even in our toughest days? You see, the Bible tells us that we love because he first loved us. So how is it that we can show our love to others even in the toughest of times?